What is up, and welcome in to the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I'm your host, Ezra McCann, and I'm joined, as always, by my outstanding co-host, the Chicago Public League legend, Simeon. Legend. He's a Grambling State legend. He played second base for the Tigers back in the day. He was all SWAC, and he's now the head coach for the Simeon Wolverine baseball team. He is Brandon Williams, a.k.a. Coach Smoke. And we've got the NFL draft analyst for NBC Sports Chicago. You can catch him on Football Night in Chicago, the Undercenter podcast, a bunch of various other podcasts, and of course this one. He's our GM. He's Glenn Morgan. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Doing good.
All right.
Question, man. We ain't get that much time.
Man.
For me to tell you how to do it.
We're glad to have you back, Glenn.
Yeah,
let
exactly.
me tell you. Happy to have you back. You've been a little under the weather, but he's ready to go today.
I don't know what is sitting on me, bro.
Yeah.
It's sitting on top of my head.
I guess we got to start, man. A bunch to talk about with the Bears, with the Bulls, starting up their season and the shenanigans that are going on with that organization. But let's start with what happened Sunday night in LA against the Chargers. I need NBC to do me a favor.
Do not put us on Sunday night.
Stop. Stop putting the Bears on Sunday Night Football, man. Please.
0-7, right?
Man, we haven't won a Sunday night game since 2018, and every time we get on Sunday Night Football, we get embarrassed. Stop putting us, please. I don't need to be on Sunday Night Football. Don't pick us. I know we're the third largest market, and they know they're gonna get a rating. Stop it. Until this organization has figured something out and got this team together, I don't want to see us on primetime football. I'm tired.
Wait, prime time or just Sunday night?
All prime. I know
Thursday night.
Because Thursday night and Monday night we do all right.
Yeah. But Sunday night, oh my God, I'm so sick and tired of this, man. I'm tired of it.
Man, look, I'll say this. This was one of the weirdest blowout losses I've ever witnessed. The commentary wasn't very unpleasant. It was very pleasant on behalf of one particular player, as if we were in a close, hard-fought game. The commentary was ridiculous, man.
Are you talking about number 17?
Yes. I mean, the commentary was beyond me, man. I mean, we getting our ass kicked, and it's just glowing words for the Cinderella story. I get it, but like, come on, man.
That's their story. They built it all around them.
That's what you know what? Mike Tirico was on Football Night in Chicago
exactly
on Thursday, and Mark Carmen was hosting, and he asked Tirico,
Carmen, the biggest
Bagent fan. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We won't even get on that. That guy that should be disproved this week. Hopefully he's off that bandwagon now. Shout out to my man Mark Carmen. That's my guy. He has some silly takes sometimes, but that's my guy. But anyway, he asked Tirico if he thought that this game should have been flexed, and Tirico said the thought did come, but he said the storyline of Bagent made it interesting.
And the Chargers were also the records were close.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Both two-win teams.
And that was the storyline that they ran with. Was this whole Bagent Division II guy getting his shot? And they ran with it, man. So
did you watch?
They stuck to the script.
I don't know what it's called, but they had Michael Smith from Brother from Another Brother, I think.
Brother from Another. Mm-hmm.
Right. And they had Michael Smith do like a 30-minute interview with him, one-on-one.
They showed pieces of it. They showed pieces of it on Sunday, like the pre-game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't see the pre.
They showed pieces of. They didn't show the full in depth.
If you go to YouTube, you can watch the full interview, and it was a good interview. You find out a little bit more about the young man. You definitely garner respect for his journey,
mm-hmm.
and as a fan of people's struggle in terms of, being able to overcome things, always a fan of that. B, he's on the Bears team, so I'm going to have some affinity for Bear players, and I get the story part of it. That's great. It was just one game that he won.
Everything else,
and it's like it may have maybe had more. It might have set better if there were more wins. Like maybe if he had, maybe it's more like. And I'm not saying he's Brock Purdy, but like Purdy had a good
maybe
4 or 5 wins in a row.
Maybe if he was Dallas backup.
Why say Dallas? Just because it's a bigger team, or
Well, no, because he's like undefeated. He's like 5-0 or some shit like that. Like, what's the guy name?
What you mean the back on Dallas? You're saying? I thought you were saying Bagent was on Dallas.
No. I'm just saying like
right. Cooper
Rush.
Cooper Rush. Yeah.
Cooper Rush, and like maybe if it was like that.
Yeah.
And not that Bagent had an awful game. There are so many other Bears backups that have come in and have just
like they didn't belong.
They didn't belong in the league. Yeah. Yes. Jonathan Quinn.
I agree.
Remember him?
I agree wholeheartedly.
Chad Hutchison.
Moses Moreno.
Well, you know what? Moses Moreno didn't have an awful game that day. That one day. Henry Burris, who, by the way, I didn't realize is on the he's on Marquis Bears post game panel.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
He played a game in the Bears uniform, and he's a Canadian Football Hall of Famer. But yeah.
Oh, he's a Canadian Football Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Oh, he won a couple of Grey Cups up in Canada. Man.
Well, okay. Well, there you go.
Henry Burris is the man up there.
He's champion. Can't knock champion.
Yeah, Henry Burris. Who's gonna name another one? Caleb Haney.
Caleb actually had some decent moments.
Don't bring up 2011.
Well, I'm talking about this. I'm not talking the playoff, but I mean, they were kind of
no, not the playoff game. He actually played pretty good in the playoff game until he ran into BJ Raji. But I'm talking about when Cutler broke his thumb against said Charger, right. And the Bears were 7-3, and then they finished the season 8-8.
Oh God, yeah, we've had
some. So he's not that he's all that awful, but just the praise was just too much.
It was a lot put on his shoulder. It's funny because as I'm watching all this stuff, the Mike Tirico interview, the Michael Smith interview, all these in the Bagent, and again, I'm like, they're setting this boy up. It's like there's no shot he's going to win this Sunday. There's no shot he's going to beat the Sharks. I'm like, dude, there's no way we're going to win this game. There's just no way. There's film on him now, and our offensive coordinator is not clever enough to do anything to help him. And that's the problem with both quarterbacks that we have. I think both quarterbacks we have are talented. I think Justin has as they would say, a higher ceiling, so to speak, partially because of his athleticism, stronger arm, yada, yada, yada. I think Bagent has a really good feel for the quarterback position. There's a lot of things he does in terms of, getting rid of the ball quickly, his poise. His feet are pretty good in the pocket. He doesn't play kind of panic a lot of times. He misreads some stuff because it's NFL level and it's different. But I think they both have things you can build on and around. I just don't think we have the personnel in terms of the coaching staff to do it.
I wouldn't mind him as being a rookie right now if they were somebody that's not going to happen because he's going to want to, chase even more money. But they tell him, hey, we want you to be our long-term number 2. And we'll pay you. And you can make you can make a lot of money.
It's a sustainable job in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen many guys
we will give you the security. We want you to develop as our number 2.
That's Chase Daniels. I'm pretty sure that is part of the plan.
The issue is,
I think that would be smart, but
Chicago ain't the place for that.
It may not be, and he's going to need a different. He's going to need a different offensive coordinator. But
They
please
all
let's get off.
go.
Please get off of the Bagent is the answer.
No,
that's not true.
Yeah, it's just like I've never seen this before. I've never seen it. As many bad quarterbacks as we had in Chicago, I've never seen this where, like, I guess we finally have a backup quarterback. Like I know I said the last time we recorded, I hope he fall flat on his face. I said that. Yes, I said that.
You did say that.
I did say that. But he can play. Yes. He can play. Like I'm not going to be so in my feelings about how everyone is treating Justin and how I feel he's being, but like the kid can play. Like, but I feel like I've never seen this before. Maybe Mitch didn't. Well, I guess Nick Foles came in.
What is it that you're saying you haven't seen before?
Well, it's like, and maybe it was highlighted yesterday on Sunday Night Football. The way the media was talking about this,
the hype. It's like the hype.
Yeah, in the subtle shots at Justin Fields in the midst of that hype.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before. I've never seen. I'm just that's
but you haven't, right?
I never have.
No,
when Cooper Rush was doing what he was doing in Dallas, you had the Cowboy Dak Prescott haters say something, but even some of those was like, come on, let's be real here. We know what the offense looked like with Dak Prescott and what it looked like with Cooper Rush. We're not gonna sit here and now all of a sudden because they won, Cooper Rush. Like, no, let's like even then it's like it's just weird to me.
It happened here 94.
Time ago.
Yeah. And so this was Eric. Remember, Glenn, you remember this. Eric Kramer and Steve Walsh. And Eric Kramer was clearly physically the better quarterback. But Steve Walsh came in and he was dinking and dunking and they were somehow winning games. And so Wannstedt got forced to stick with Walsh the rest of the season. They did. They actually got to the playoffs, got a wild card spot, won a wild card game in Minnesota, and then got trounced by that machine in San Francisco with Steve Young and Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders, and it was just too much to overcome. They did take a 3-0 lead in that game, by the way. And then they lost. I think they lost 44-11. I think was the final score. But you're right though. That's the only time I remember like there was just this what's the word I'm looking for here?
Clamoring.
Yeah, just overzealous, fantasizing what this Steve Young guy was doing when it was like, no, he's not really doing that much. He's managing the game. Eric Kramer is the better option.
Kyle Orton, Grossman a little bit.
Yeah. That was one. And that was it. Internally, you had players on the defense. Urlacher, who was saying he wanted Orton over Grossman.
Before you guys' time, before you can remember it, I thought clearly the curmudgeonly one of this group. There was Vince Evans and Jim McMahon, but Jim McMahon was the first round pick. So
that was that was a controversy.
A little bit, because it was a controversy because again you're talking Chicago's first black quarterback, and you're talking to a guy who had the athleticism, and you have fans saying he's not getting the support. They're not allowing him to give him time to develop. He has a very small margin for error, that kind of stuff. Because you had and then McMahon got drafted, and it was just like, yeah, Vince is not gonna get a shot anymore. And it was like with McMahon initially, it's just like his arm is not as strong as Vince, you could tell, but it ended up working out, so no one really remembers that. But I think it was more of a thing, probably more so with fans who were wanting to see a black quarterback succeed, and those other fans who didn't really care about wanting to see that and just wanted a first round pick, who resembled other first round picks of that era.
Real quick off the subject. I just remember my aunties used to love them some Vince Evans and Reggie Theus.
Yeah, those are the guys
back in
Chicago
that era.
Right.
Oh, they went low. Oh, Reggie Theus, Vince Evans. Ooh. I remember that as a kid.
Remember good times when Thelma married the football player who was supposed to play the Chicago Bears?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. That character was loose. Right. That character was loosely based off the Vince Evans type kind of personality.
Was that the final episode of Good Times? He gets his knee is heals and he gets back with the Bears, right? Was that the?
Can't remember. Don't give me the lie. I can't remember. I remember. I remember the mama talking about we going to Mississippi trying to go back, and people from Mississippi from out Chicago, we both say the same thing to each other. Go back. I remember saying that joke, but I don't remember if that's when I can't remember his name when her husband. I don't know if he got healthy. That sounds about right though.
All right, so Justin Fields, I know he's hearing this stuff now. What happened last night? What's his mindset? I know he's not playing Sunday against the Saints, but what do you think his mindset is now?
I think it's the same as what it was going into it. I think he's pragmatic enough to realize, like, you know what? If he does well, there's going to be a lot of hype. I'm not gonna say anything to rock the boat. I think he's savvy enough to realize everything I need to show is, he's a good teammate. But I think he's going to make sure that he shows that he's a good teammate. At least right. That when the cameras are around, that he's supportive. I'm not saying I don't think he has any ill will. I think this team is much like the Bulls team. Everybody likes everybody. A lot of nice guys. Everyone gets, for the most part, people get along with one another. And I think Justin's like, I don't think Justin feels any worse after Sunday. I think he's like, okay, this is proven. I think Justin's like, it's going to prove my point. It ain't me. It ain't Bagent. It's the OC.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just you go ahead. You roll with it. That's yes, on the same page.
Yes, that's something I was arguing with somebody about, because they was talking about how it bothers me that Fields fans is rooting for this kid to fail. And I'm like it wasn't even his fault we lost. I said, okay, first of all, let me stop you right there. Because he threw 2 picks.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I don't care that the defense sucked, because if Justin throw any pick in the game and the defense do what they did, we're going to give him some of that blame. So let's not do that. He played a small part in the loss.
Yes.
He played a part, whether we want to give it to him or not. But what we saw is that this team is not a one-pick fix. Mm-mm. A quarterback is not fixing this team.
No.
It's not fixing this team.
The guy at SC right now is not by himself, not going to be able to do it.
He can't do it at the college level by himself. He scored 40 points a game.
Yeah.
And we saw what happened. Mm-hmm.
We see what happened. So
he's 0-3 against Utah the last 3 times he played him. And Notre Dame made him look really bad. And he does the same things that we all complain about. When I say we all, would be it fans, pundits, those of us who think we know what it's like to scout players, yada, yada, yada. I throw myself in that group as well. When we look at it, it's like, dude, you look at his footwork. You look how he throws off his back foot a lot of times. You look, it's like, it
holds the ball.
Holds the ball a lot. And everyone's like, well, if his line's not blocking, I'm like, he's trying to go for the big play all the time. I'm like, dude, it's all gravy and looks fantastic when it works. Mm-hmm. But then with another team, it's like, you know what? If we do this and this and this, it's not going to work as much. And then he starts looking very much like everybody else, a young quarterback, which is what he's going to be when he gets to the pros, a young quarterback.
Yeah, I'm so sick of hearing he's the best prospect since Peyton Man. Like
no, not even close.
I never seen Trevor Lawrence look like that. Look like how he's looked in some of these big games, and he ain't play against the level of competition. If we're gonna say Trevor Lawrence had a bad game, who was it against?
He's had some bad games.
I'm just saying, but it was against a better team than that Notre Dame team. I don't care what nobody said. It was against better teams. Like I don't know. Caleb
Notre Dame's a good team.
Notre Dame?
Notre Dame's a good team. I mean, Notre Dame's only loss was to an undefeated Louisville and to an undefeated Ohio State. Notre Dame's a good team.
Tennessee State hung with them for a quarter, by the way.
What, with Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's going to happen from time to time. But I'm just saying that
I joke.
I mean, I'm saying Notre Dame is a legitimate top 10 and top 15 team when it's all said and done. But I get your point. It's you're gonna have the same, whether it's Caleb and you talk about the talk for Caleb. I know we're getting off topic a little bit, but we're talking about quarterbacks here. And if the Bears are going to pick one, if it's not Caleb, my question is who? And the next person in line by most people's standards is Drake May. And I'm like, pull back the horse, dude. Have you seen how many interceptions this dude
Mitch 2.0, baby.
Mitch Trubisky 2.0.
Well, he's better than Mitch, but I'll say he's like Justin Herbert light. So he's somewhere between Mitch at his best and Justin Herbert, as an average quarterback at Oregon. Maybe his year before he came out. But Drake May, it's like, yeah, okay. He's accurate when there's no pressure on him. I mean, it's like there is no quarterback. To me, one of the best quarterback prospects, where I was like, I really don't see a big weakness with this person's game, and he's a surefire, no doubt, number one. And I would take him number one, 8 out of 10 times compared to other quarterbacks, was Andrew Luck coming out of Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell, like, Andrew Luck was that dude, because when he got here, his rookie year, the head coach had cancer, so it wasn't there. And then the guy that won the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, what's his name? The head coach?
Bruce Arians.
Yeah.
Bruce Arians was the offensive coordinator, ended up taking over and was the head coach that year. One coach of the year that year. But the Colts went to the playoffs that year. And a lot of that's because of Andrew Luck. They were a horrible team because he was the first pick in the draft. They're like 1-15, I think, that year. So, and you can tell it's like injuries derailed his career, and not a good, like, if he had this offensive line of the Colts, he probably would have lasted a lot longer. And they went to an AFC Conference Championship game. I think they lost to Denver, I think, right? And Denver they lost to Denver. So, I mean, he was, and they were building things around him. Then he retired because he was just getting beat up too much. But I don't see any of these guys coming out. And this is a good, deep quarterback draft. It really is. I mean, you've got probably 4 guys that will taken in the first round, maybe 5 if the kid from Florida State, if he really does well, if he continues to do what he's doing and does well in the combine, he may slide into the first round as well. But that being said, I mean, Michael Penix, I like him, but there's some throw mechanic flaws, injury history. Caleb, we just talked about him. Drake May, we talked about him. Bo Nix, he's like been in college for like since 2000. I mean, to me, the quarterback that throws the best ball and has the best form is not coming out this year. And he still holds on to the ball along, and that's Shedeur.
I knew you was about to say Shedeur.
Yeah, Shedeur throws some fantastic, dude. When I say fantastic pass, I'm talking like he throws the ball low and away, so he protects his receiver and he throws it away from the defender. Whenever he's on the motion he throws, he always tends to set his feet. I mean, he does a really good job of looking off defenders. He just holds on to the ball too long, yada, yada, yada. But no matter who we pick, so we got the second and the third pick right now if it were to end. No matter if we were to take a quarterback, it would be the same damn problem we have, even if you do the reset, until you get somebody in here who can be a good offensive coordinator who knows how to fucking call plays and knows how to develop the quarterback in the process. And I don't know for the life of me who that is that's out there.
I think they got to let the coaching staff go.
Yeah.
You probably have to, man.
In order to make sure that you can get an offensive mind in here that's going to be willing to put some time in.
That's part of the problem too.
Let's say you keep Eberflus, you fire Getsy. Eberflus has 2 years left on his contract?
I think so.
No reputable offensive coordinators coming in here with only a 2-year, with a 2-year deal.
There's no way he can keep his job.
Well, that's
it's no way Eberflus can keep his job. I know we give Getsy a lot of flack, but under Eberflus run, Getsy's side of the ball has been better than Eberflus's.
Has it?
Yes. What moments had the defense had?
Yeah, he's right. Yeah.
They had a good moment against the Raiders.
That's it.
They had a decent moment against Washington.
We scored 40.
They had a good game against the Patriots last year.
And that was offense Justin's breakout game.
Right.
I'm just saying.
And then he went on 6 straight.
That's it.
And the defense couldn't stop.
He actually the defense played pretty decent against Philly.
But what
against Miami?
But Justin had a really good game.
Yeah. So
Justin threw 4 touchdowns against Miami.
Yeah, was that Getsy? Was that just Justin making shit happen?
I'm just all I said. Hey, look, I didn't say out of the has had far more moments.
Far more.
Eberflus side of them. Yeah.
So like what? 7-3, 7-4.
Honestly, their best performance was against the Raiders.
Yeah.
And maybe the Patriots.
I thought they did good against Tampa Bay, especially considering the injuries and stuff. The offense lost that game. And last year against Detroit. Yeah, dude. The defense did a good job against Tampa Bay that game.
They did. It was a lot of bend, don't break. And I guess that's their defense.
Yeah, they were in the game. The defense kept them in the game.
Yeah.
Justin threw the pick that sealed the loss.
Yeah.
And against Detroit last year, Justin threw a pick that sealed the loss. We were winning that game. The turnovers.
No. Justin threw the pick. And then he ran the ball 60 yards for a touchdown. And his defense couldn't stop. And kicker missed the extra point. We was only up 6. And the defense could not stop them. Yeah. They went down and drove on us to win the game. That's what happened last year against Detroit.
Well, if he doesn't throw that pick.
He gave the defense a touchdown right after that. Literally right after that. He ran the ball 60-yard touchdown.
It's been bad. Well, to your point.
So here's the deal. I don't think you start over with another quarterback at this point. Just keep building the roster.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but here's the problem. The same reason why, and this to you is the same reason why you said no self-respecting offensive coordinator is going to come in with head coach who only has 2 years left in this deal. What offensive coordinator / head coach or new coaching staff is going to come in with a quarterback who they may or may not pick up his option year? And then you got a guy that's 2 times been two different coaching iterations. Coaching mistakes that you have to purge him of in order just to get him to do what you want him to do. Or are you going to get the best type of coaching talent when you can say, hey, we're going to start it all over and give you fresh clay? I think that's the reality that we're dealing with, is that in order to attract that type of offensive coaching staff that you need, or coaching staff you need with the offensive mindset that you need for sustainability, you're probably going to have to sell.
That's
how you got 2 first-round picks.
I go with QB in the 2nd or 3rd round.
How much slack does Poles have at this point?
I think he's got 2 first-round picks that he engineered that gives him a lot of slack. That says, this is going to be the make and break of all make and break decisions that you have, because it looks to me, because here's what Poles was saying, and we've talked about this before. Poles, he signed off on Eberflus, but that wasn't someone that he went out and got. So he's like, look, I've been making chicken salad with the chicken I've been given, but if you want to get a Caesar salad going, you need to allow me to get the right ingredients. And right now, I've got a situation here because we got the trading deadline. Less than 24 hours. Hell, less than probably 20 hours. The trading deadline will be over. And
they're not doing nothing.
Well, Eddie Jackson might get moved. You never know.
Nobody's going for Eddie. Eddie too hurt. He always hurt.
A team that needs I'm not saying we're going to get high pick for him per se, but if you get any kind of additional picks, you're getting additional picks because he basically hasn't played.
No, I agree. They he's going to try to get those picks. I'm saying no one's going to be willing
for depth. Teams are playoff team. Look, if you got playoff aspirations and you want to have depth at the safety position, which really turns out to be really key these days. He's a good depth position piece to have. And if it's only going to cost you a 6th-round pick, I'd do that. If you're San Francisco, Philly already made a move to get a safety. If you're Dallas, that already has issues in their secondary. If you're Miami and you want to have a little depth and get someone that knows the system already, because he played under what's his name? He played under the defensive coordinator for Miami, who used to be the Bears defensive coordinator when Eddie had his really good year.
Fangio.
I mean, if you're Miami, it's only going to cost you a 6th-round pick, or next year's or the year after his 5th round, whatever it's a deal. It's possible. So, but yes, I mean, are we giving up Jalen? No, we're not giving up. We're probably going to resign Jalen. I mean, are they trading Fields? No. But I don't know, if you're the GM, if you're Poles, you have to. You still can let the season play out, but you're really going to have to seriously be considering who you're going to have replace his coaching staff and how you're going to sell that to someone, because you want to have the best, right? You don't want to just turn right around and just get also rans or get guys that are like guys that want their first shot at it. I mean, if you want to recruit Ben Johnson, is that
Detroit?
Right. If you want to recruit him, he may be like, I'm definitely interested, but I want to have this quarterback. Maybe he wants someone that's like not Derek May, what's his name?
Jared Goff.
Someone like Jared Goff, but the kid in Drake May, I'm sorry. Okay. Maybe he might be more open to Drake May if it's his system. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're going to try and pick the minds and get a peek at what these guys want. And if it's not Justin Fields, you got 2 1st-round picks to really get the offensive mind in that you want to have in.
Why is it so hard for these coaches to figure out? Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, you just saw it.
Jeez.
Sorry,
watching the Lions game. By the way, the Lions. I hate the Lions blue helmets. They need to get rid of those.
With that gray.
Yeah, no, the blue helmet. I don't mind they all gray. Actually, they look very Hampton Pirate like right now. But the blue helmet's got to go. But anyway, I digress. Why is it so hard for offensive coordinators to try and tailor their offenses around the talent that they?
It's not that it's hard. It's not that it's hard.
You go back to Nagy and Mitch. Well, not that Mitch was the answer, but I mean, I feel like at the time they could have done something to make that work. I mean, they got to 2 playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think it's hard, because Getsy has shown that he can do it.
Yeah,
but they are stubborn.
They're stubborn, yeah.
Well, that's part of it. That's part of it as a statement, though. Why is it so hard to?
Yeah,
Not complicated, but why is it so hard for him to do something so simple?
Yeah,
Like
I don't get that.
Like I said, like Getsy, do you not care to be a head coach in the NFL? Like that's what blows me about this. It's like you're not trying to show, you're not updating your resume. You have a good couple games and then you go right back to the BS. And it's like, dude, it's showing you repeatedly it doesn't work.
I feel like I feel like the Mike McDaniels of the world, the Kyle Shanahan's, and I know the 49ers are on a 3-game losing streak now, and Purdy's not looked that great, but
Started to look like the last pick of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he was able to get it to work to now. You know what I'm saying? We just look stuck.
How many good coordinators would you say are out there? And I'm not asking to name them, but it's 32 teams. Would you say more than half the teams have good coordinators? Or would you say a third of the teams, or more than, or 2/3 of the teams? He's done. It's a late hit. It's a low hit. Sorry, we digress again. Watching Garoppolo get cracked at the ankles. Like this guy here, for like let's take this game for example. Josh McDaniels. It seems like he's a really good coordinator when he's with New England, but he's a horrible head coach.
Right. Not a leader of men.
Yeah, he's not a head coach. Well, we saw that in Denver.
And, right, but I mean, sometimes the guy gets a second chance, Belichick, and turn around, and you become the greatest coach of all time, or most acclaimed, accomplished coach.
Well, Belichick wasn't a bad coach in Cleveland. They just got into a tailspin with what was going on with the team at the time, and they had no chance at that point. You know,
well, Pete Carroll got a second chance.
Pete Carroll went to a Super Bowl.
He got 3 chances actually, because he had New England, Jets, and then Seattle. Yeah. So sometimes I'm just saying, you know. But Josh McDaniels, the question was offensive coordinators. I mean, like, how many good offensive coordinators are out there in the NFL? I mean, would you say half the teams have good offensive coordinators?
Probably.
I don't think half the teams.
I don't know.
Quarter to half.
I don't know, because to me, the best offenses in the league, most of them, their head coach is running things.
Well, same question. You know, that's even if he's a de facto head coach. So yeah, okay. So you would say Andy Reid, okay?
Andy Reid, Sean McVay, McDaniel. Is it no? What's his name?
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel.
Shanahan now.
Shanahan. What's name? The defensive coach in Minnesota, correct?
No,
he's
offensive coach.
Yeah. Kevin O'Connell.
LaFleur.
You said LaFleur is
Green
good?
Bay.
It looks like he has been good since the Hall of Fame guy left.
Well, I mean, we don't. We're not even a full season in, and the guy that they thought was going to be a good quarterback probably isn't what they had hoped he would be.
That's my other question. Has the caveat: are they good coordinators, or do they have talent in there that saves them from themselves?
That's a good one.
That's I don't know,
because that would fall with Aaron Rodgers and LaFleur. He may have had talent that saved him from himself.
Yeah,
Dayball.
Is he? We think so, but maybe he had Josh.
I don't know with that one.
They look a lot worse this year than they did last year.
They didn't look good last year to me. They had a weak schedule.
I'm not even talking about wins and losses. I'm talking about just how do you look executing your plays on the field.
Kellen Moore.
I would say Kellen Moore is a solid offensive coordinator.
Kellen Moore and Ben Johnson are the two for me.
What's my man in Cincinnati?
I would say the head coach there. I would say he's.
I will say, is it Shane Steichen?
No, that's the guy that's left. He was
the defense. He's in Indy.
He's in Indy. He's offensive coordinator in
I
Indy.
feel like they be scoring.
He might be good, but we still got to see. I mean, he did good in Philly.
Yeah.
And he's been doing well with the mishmash at quarterback he's had in Indianapolis. They've been scoring. The defensive coordinator for Philly is the head coach over in Arizona.
Zach Taylor's in Cincinnati.
Zach Taylor, thank you.
You
I would say yes.
EB got Sam Howell throwing that thing. Nah, he gonna throw some picks too, but
the offense looks like a legitimate offense.
Yeah,
they can run and pass the ball. It's not their problem. They keep playing Philly every 4 weeks and keep losing close games. The defense needs to step up and stop them. Put up 30 both times.
Yeah, I think it's a quarter.
Not a quarter, yeah, I would say. So we're
Denver.
Okay. Yeah, now that he's back, yes. I would say that Sean Payton is
spare bear.
Is a legit.
You push Sean Payton and Mike McCarthy in the same category.
Well, no, I would say Sean is more creative. I would say Mike McCarthy. In terms of win losses, I'm with you. I think they both done more. I think they both had the same record, Super Bowl wins and appearances.
Same guy.
One. But Mark McCarthy, you keep hearing how very simple his offense is. You know, it's too rigid. Okay, Sean Payton seems to be doing a better job.
Is simple a bad thing?
No, but if everybody knows what you're doing.
But it's also simple in Denver.
You still gotta execute.
He ain't doing nothing special in Denver.
No, they've been turning it around. And
that offense ain't doing nothing creative.
What's his name looks a lot better than he did last year.
Russell Wilson I think he's like 115 yards yesterday. And they beat the Chiefs.
I think he's just talking about the offensive philosophy they have.
Yeah, they just
not what they're doing on the field.
No.
Right. And when it comes to the part of criticism of McCarthy is that he's, by being simplified to some degree, is that he's not utilizing his talent to the best of their ability. He's not moving and getting them in better spots to where they can be even more explosive. It's like the defense is that's where CeeDee Lamb is. Okay, we know where he is. Now we can do this. The defense is able to not have to worry about like with Mike McDaniel. Sometimes they don't know where he's going with the ball. Same thing with Shanahan. We don't know where this is going. And when you get the defense not really knowing what's going on or it can't pinpoint exactly where your talent is or how you're utilizing it, it puts them on, quote unquote, ironically, the defensive. So if you take Tyreek Hill and all of a sudden you put him in the backfield, it's like, oh, okay, what are we doing here? And then you move him out, and now you're like, so you put him in the backfield. So like the linebacker's like, well, normally that's where the running back is. So does that mean I'm going to be one-on-one with a linebacker? So you move them out and you see who moves with them. You know, and there are things you can do where you manipulate the defense based upon where you're placing your players. Like getting a number one receiver like CeeDee Lamb, utilize them not necessarily as a decoy, but to maneuver the defense in certain areas so that you can open up other areas. And we don't see that level of sophistication here in Chicago at all. We really don't. But I see it on other teams. You see Andy Reid do it all the time. You see Shanahan do it, a lot of other ones that you mentioned. And my whole point in asking that question is that it's not that easy to find those types of coordinators, let alone those type of coordinators who can also be effective as head coaches. It's not very easy to do that. So even if the Bears were to get a new offense or get a new coaching staff, there's no guarantee that coaching staff is going to be good any more than it is a guarantee that if we got a new quarterback, that quarterback will be good. We may find ourselves in the same damn situation all over again.
That's my thing. If Poles is really about building this roster, he take that first pick we get and he traded. Get more picks.
Yes.
Maybe use a pick in the second or third round on a quarterback. But build the roster.
Hey, but who's going to coach it? That's the problem. That's the conundrum. You got to have that. If you don't have that, it doesn't. You have all the talent in the world, but you got talent and nobody able to utilize that talent, put in that talent.
I feel like there's going to be an opening in Ann Arbor pretty soon. Maybe he's the guy.
Well, if you listen to Cap on David Kaplan, our good friend David Kaplan, he wants no parts of Harbaugh because he doesn't have the integrity.
Man, Cap,
I love Cap. You know, I love Cap, man. That's my guy. But no.
You want a guy that doesn't have integrity, that cheats beyond a wrong approach?
Yeah, Belichick got 6 rings.
Right. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And really, what's the? And I know we get way off topic here. So what if he has their signs?
Well, it's not just that. They were saying that he was giving signs to other teams to help other teams so they could be a foil to help his team out, i.e. last year, helping out South Carolina with stuff they got off Tennessee, so that by Tennessee losing, that would ensure or give Michigan a chance to be in the playoffs.
Okay, your signs shouldn't be so so easy
really?
to steal.
No. You're going across. Look, if you're stealing it to win your games, I'm not tripping. But if you're giving stuff to other teams to help them out because you stole it, it's like, and that indirectly helps you out.
That's been happening since the beginning of time.
That's nefarious, bro.
It's been happening since the beginning of time. I'm sure Amos Alonzo Stagg was doing it back in the day.
To help somebody else beat one of your opponents, to put you in a spot.
Absolutely.
So if Amos Alonzo, if he's good enough for Amos Alonzo Stagg, is good enough for you.
The man, this is way off. Walter Eckersall was at the train station. The man went to the train station and grabbed him and told him, "You're not going." He was on his way to Michigan. "You're not going to Michigan. You're coming to the University of Chicago. Come this way." I'm sure he was doing some shady stuff. Guaranteed.
You're okay with a shady Harbaugh?
Hey, if we can win, I don't care. That's all that matters.
That's so classic American. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
All about the winning. It came to me. They said, "Sir,
doesn't matter.
Sir, you win all the time, sir."
Hey, the Volunteers got to go, man.
About Bayless?
I'm talking about Bayless. He's got to go.
Yeah, I look, man. I try to hold up with my volunteer brothers. I'm all for life, but
I mean, at what point do we say, "Yo, this he's not a football player. He's not a good football player."
He might work in Canada, man.
He might.
It's just I don't know if his confidence can't be any better. Sunday.
There was no one within 15 yards of him. They were in LA, so you can't blame it was the turf was slick or no. He trips. And then, but not only that, the ball still somehow got to him. I mean, shout out to Tyson Bagent.
It was
underthrown.
A great
pass.
It was underthrown.
Okay,
but it still should have been caught.
Should have been caught.
The ball was underthrown. His speed was so elite that when he came back, it caused him to lose his feet from underneath.
That it fell right in his lap.
Man, he got to go. I'm shocked. It is 10:04 on Monday, October 30th right now, and he is still on the Bears roster right now. I'm shocked by that.
Dude, he's got pictures. He must have something. I don't know, dude. He hasn't shown much at all.
There has to be somebody else on the street better. That can make that catch.
Dante Pettis gonna be saying this stuff like, "Really, dude? You kept that dude over me, really?" Like, I'd have caught that. I'd have caught that with my back to the ball.
I don't get it.
Yeah, that was bad. That could have been Davis' shiny moment, man.
I would have, God. He would have had to fly back.
But you know what's funny?
He would have had a commercial flight back last night.
What's so funny about that situation is how people was like, that was such a changing point of the game. We still scored that drive.
Well, they did, but you know what though? No. You know what though? Yeah, they did score. You're right. They did score the touchdown there.
And to your point, even if
they finished the drive back. Yeah. But it could have been a momentum changer there. You know, that type of big play. It could have. You never know. We don't know.
We scored the way we should have scored.
We
scored too quick. We give them too much chances to score right back.
In an alternate universe, he made the catch and the Bears won that game. I'm just saying.
In the ultimate universe, we score that fast. We give the Chargers 2 more possessions that half, and they score 2 more touchdowns.
And so they win 48-7. Okay.
Ultimate facts.
That pissed me off, man. You can't do that. How?
Dude, look, when I saw that drop, I was like, look, man, I can't block it anymore, man. I can't allow to protect you any longer.
That can't happen.
Oh my God.
That can't happen. Hey, let's move on to Bulls here.
Okay.
Game 1.
Yeah, right. What you about to say, Jim? Okay, and that's the Bulls. Right. I told y'all from that moment I was locked in year 1. And what changes have we made since?
Not a damn thing.
None. And I ain't been locked in since. We ain't made no changes. We were fleeced by AK and the other dude.
It didn't make any less changes than Gar Pax.
Man, fleeced us. Had us talking about how they built the Nuggets and all these foreigners. We ain't even got no foreigners on the team outside of Vooch.
Outside of Vooch, that's it.
Playing here in the States. So
and he Americanized. We ain't even like, man, frauds.
Dude, the Bulls are going to do what they did last year. They're going to win 1 game, lose 2, win 1 game, lose 1, win 2 games, lose 3. That's what they're going to be like all year, man. And it's the same
around
shit.
500.
Yes, it's the same shit. Because, like, they'll look good. They'll do things the way they're supposed to do them. And they're like, yes, we can build on this. And you're like, okay, here we go. And they come right back and do the same stupid damn shit that they do. They don't execute.
It's I got to get mine.
I got to get mine.
That's what
defensively, right, dude, they have nobody to protect the rim at all. Teams just come at us constantly. They go to the bucket, though, that's constantly. And we don't have anybody that stops point guards. We're not even stopping the attack. So we get they penetrate deep in and they kick it out to guys who are wide the fuck open. And our perimeter defense can't work right, even if they want to work right, because it collapses defense all the time and no one's afraid to come to the hole. They come all the time. I mean, they come and it's like they're not worried about the shots getting blocked at all. And explain to me why our second unit, to me, always seems to perform better against the rest of the league's second unit. And our first unit seems to be just inept at times. And they perform worse than most teams first. Like, our second unit tends to get us back in the game. And then he'll infuse people from the second unit into the first unit. And then all of a sudden, the first unit looks a lot better playing with energy. You think, okay, that's the answer. But then once they start, they play with the same lackluster energy that the first unit does. It's just, I don't understand. And we've been saying we need a point guard for the longest. Look, man, I think, what's my brother with the Kobe? I appreciate the fact that he is putting effort every single year. He looks a little bit better. Like, you see him, his defensive effort is really there. He really puts the defensive effort out there. And he makes some defensive change. He's taking charges, but he's not.
You're not a point guard.
He's not a point guard. You're not getting the best with him is where he should be. He should be the 6th man. He should be the 6th man. He's instant fucking offense.
Hit the 3.
Yeah. Yeah. That's with better ball handling. Yeah. Like, he should be that guy in charge of the second unit or the guy you look to. We don't have a true point guard. We haven't had, ever since the ball went down, this offense and this team has looked like, man, wait until the ball gets healthy. That's been the plan.
It's been bad from the moment Lonzo. We were in first place.
Running away with
Lonzo got hurt. Since Lonzo got hurt, we haven't been anything. We have been ISO ball.
And that's why Vooch got so frustrated in the first game of the year against OKC, because that was supposed to have been discussed, before he re-upped. And then they have a players only meeting. Hey Glenn, what does Ozzy say about players only meetings?
That's what bad teams have.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
After game one, you got to play.
After game one,
we got to have a players only meeting.
That lets you know what your season's gonna be like.
That's bad.
Look, what's the one dude? What's the brother they got? Is it Craig or
Torrey Craig?
Torrey Craig. I like that as an addition.
He's actually been playing. He's been playing decent.
Yes, but it's like, dude, that's not the thing that's gonna put some of the top people.
No.
Like you're not making any trades. I mean, like Cleveland has made several trades since then, and look how much better Cleveland is. Look how much better Cleveland is. I mean, come on, man. Even Indianapolis, we beat them today, but even Indianapolis looks like they have a better future going forward to me than where we're at. Detroit looks like they've got something that could potentially.
Detroit is going to be all right.
You look at OKC.
But look at all these teams you naming. They draft and those guys play. What the fuck are we doing with Dalen Terry? I don't care if he might be weak. Play him. We weak. We're not a good team. We're just wasting picks.
He went to the G League today.
We've been wasting picks for we don't utilize we just want Pat Williams to stand on the floor, and we're okay with him getting 6 shots a game. And we drafted him number 4. Right, that was 4.
Well, I don't think it's okay. It's that's his mentality right now.
And why is he still here? He should have been traded 2 years ago.
You could have traded him, but it's his mentality because you allow it. Because you allowed Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan to dominate the basketball.
Yeah.
What else is you supposed to do? And if they're going to pass the ball to anybody, they're going to pass it to Vooch. And Vooch has got enough cachet in the league to verbalize when he pissed off. Pat Williams was shocked the Bulls drafted him 4 number overall. You think he got cachet to talk shit? No.
Oh, he put out there that he wanted a $200 million contract, though.
Yeah, that's wishful thinking.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Hold on, man. I must have missed that being sick with COVID, because that sounds sick in the head right there.
His rep supposedly came out and said he wants a $200 million contract.
He said he hopes one day that he can achieve that.
Hold on, man. He's not even averaging double-digit points. What are you talking about? $200 million contract?
He was held scoreless against Detroit. I think he did. He did score. What did he score tonight in the win against Indiana? He scored 9.
He was 3 for 6.
Yeah. They had never addressed the point guard position. And that's the most important position in today's basketball. It just is. You don't have a point guard, your team ain't doing shit. Sorry. Why do you think people have been killing themselves for Kyrie and dealing with Harden's nonsense all these years? If you don't have a point guard, you're not doing anything in today's NBA. You're just not. And if you don't have a premier scorer, you're not doing anything. If you don't have a perimeter offense, you're not doing anything. And if you have a defense that can defend the perimeter, you're not. This is a mission every goddamn thing we don't have. And this is why we're at. It's amazing that we win 30+ games a year.
30+.
And there's talent on this team, but not enough that you can say we're good with the talent that we have on this team. If you need a trade, look, dude, for the longest, I was like, no, keep LaVine, because we haven't had that kind of athleticism in forever. I think I just wanted to watch somebody that could move up and down. Barely dunks the ball these days. He's way too happy and content with going in for layups and shoot 3-point shots. And that's fine. I get it. He's got to live his life. But you can trade away these people. You can trade away Levine. You can trade away DeRozan. You can trade away Vooch and say, we're going to tear it down and start it back up.
You think somebody's going to take Levine's contract?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Somebody will.
They take other people's contracts, and his isn't nearly as bad or as voluminous in terms of money as other people's contracts.
Yeah, he's on a $200 million deal.
Dude, how many times has trading been hard? Harden been traded? How many times has Kyrie been traded? Look, in the NBA, there's so many ways you can try to do something. To not do something means you're not even trying, if you ask me. Everybody is tradable. Nobody's contract is untradeable in the NBA. This ain't the NFL.
You can right now probably trade Levine to Philly for Harden.
I don't want that.
No, you're not trying to keep Harden per se.
But you're not keeping. But those the type of deals you got to make to get off of that contract that you're worried about. Harden's going to want out of here before we ever get tired of him.
Right. So
you ain't got to worry about that. And somebody's going to want him.
Milwaukee gets Dame Lillard. We can't do anything. They traded away guys who won a championship.
But they got Dame Lillard after he signed like a damn $400 million contract.
But
you just re-signed Middleton not too long ago, and then you just signed Giannis to 62 a year.
Wait. I know Zach is a star. He's an all-star. He ain't Dame.
No, but I'm saying that all the payroll in Milwaukee right now.
I'm saying so it's easy. It's easy to trade for I would welcome Dame's contracts, even no matter how extravagant it is. I would welcome it. Because I know he's going to show up every single night.
All right, not arguing. I'm not even talking about the player. It doesn't matter. I just picked the name. My point is, you can trade contracts in the NBA. You can do it if you want to. You're just not trying. If you tell me you can't trade your guys because of whatever. To me, I'm screaming bullshit in the NBA. Because you're just not trying. Everybody is tradable.
Well, they did.
If Kevin Durant is tradable, everybody's tradable.
They did try to trade Zach for Dame, supposedly.
I'm talking about trade to start and to unload and start over. You can do that. We've seen some teams do it more than once.
Shit, you can call the Lakers. I guarantee you they'll take them. We'll take D'Lo. Who else? Ruri, Hashimura. That's on expiring contracts.
Yeah, I don't care. Give me his migs. Look, how many picks does OKC have? Like 26 picks in the next 3 years or something like that.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
It's correct. Yeah, because
and all they picks play.
Their picks play, but they can take all those multitudinous numbers of picks they have and package them for someone they really want, or package them and move up to get another young talent who could be a winner. Dude, the Bulls just aren't trying, is my point. That was part of the big reason why we didn't like Pax. It's like, dude, you're not making no trade. You're not doing nothing. You're sitting on these guys. You fall in love with your guys and you don't want to trade them, blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what's to fall in love with the guys that we have. What's so lovable about these guys? They're like, you know what? Now I got to keep him, man. He's the guy. I mean, person. Look, it's like Kobe, trade him.
There's not one person in this roster that I would be like, oh man, that's messed up. They traded this guy.
Not at this point.
Not at all.
Not one.
Zach was the only one I felt about 3 years ago, because I'm like, man, dude, we might have got a diamond in the rough type kind of deal. Let's see him get healthy, and like, man, dude, I'm telling you, this guy he can beat.
Y'all heard me after year one with DeRozan. Trade him.
Yeah.
Well, I never understood the DeRozan signing to begin with.
Trade him.
Just because it was going to be
after signing Zach to his
extension. There was going to be conflict on the court.
But it when you have a true point guard, that wasn't an issue.
Well, you don't have that now.
Exactly. So trade them. So get rid of them.
Right after we sign Zach, trade him. Yes. Show that we'll pay our guy, and then move him.
Yes.
I wanted us to pay Zach simply to show the world that we will pay our guy. But then I shortly after wanted them traded. Like,
yes.
Like it's
football teams make more trades than the Bulls now. That never used to happen in the NFL, that you make trades late in the season. The Giants got rid of the Giants are 2-6. Or what 2-6, I guess, yeah. Mm-hmm. And they traded Leonard Williams today.
To the Seahawks.
Seahawks look damn good now going forward, especially with the troubles that San Francisco's having. And Leonard's still a very good player, but they got a lot of money that they got to figure out. They got Saquon to figure out. They got another defensive lineman. I think 2 of the 3 defensive linemen, the starters, were like $10 million a year or close. They were going to be expensive. So they weren't going to keep both. I think Ashawn Robinson, I think he's the other guy. They're not going to keep both of them. They may not keep either one of them now. And they still got to figure out some money because Saquon basically is their offense right now. But you make trades, man. I mean, Philadelphia, he's making moves. They made a safety because I guess they figured that's the only position where they're not like super duper. I mean, everything else is pretty much locked down. And the Bulls, no reason, a losing team got no reason to keep any of these guys, and they're not making a nary move, man. This is some pathetic ass shit we did in Chicago, man. Mm-hmm. It's pathetic.
I'm looking back really right now. I'm trying to see when the last time the Bulls made a trade.
Vooch.
Yeah, I think it was Vooch.
That's the last one?
That's when we thought they were going to do something. It's like, oh, okay, they got the center, got Vooch, and then next year they came in and they made the free agent signings with Ball and brought in DeRozan. I go, here we go, baby.
And Ball, DeRozan, Caruso.
Yeah, Caruso.
Yep. Yeah, I think Vooch was the last trade we made. Last significant trade.
Right. Yeah, there was no trades last year. That wasn't even a trade. Not one.
Really? That's what I'm saying, dude.
In 2022.
What are we sitting on here? What do they know that the rest of the league doesn't know?
Vooch was our only trade.
This is gonna be the year.
I'm in 2021 right now.
We're gonna fool the NBA if the Bulls can come out of nowhere.
That's the Vooch trade. That gotta be a Vooch trade, right?
Hold on, I haven't gotten to that point yet. Hold on.
That wasn't 2021.
No,
this year 3 with DeRozan and so.
I'm going down. I haven't gotten to
I think it was the spring of 2020.
Yeah, I think so.
Lonzo Ball.
Well, we did a sign and trade.
That was a sign and trade, yeah.
Because we got rid of was it Garrett Temple?
Yeah.
Shirley Temple at this point, man. It don't even matter.
I saw Garrett Temple when I was in Vancouver. The Raptors were playing the Kings in Vancouver. They stayed in my hotel. I know we're happy for you.
That you're squinting your eyes and looking this long and this hard kind of proves our point.
This is crazy. Wait, I haven't even seen the Vooch trade. Wait a minute. When did that happen?
I think it was spring of 2020.
Okay, I haven't gotten to that point. Okay.
That was an in-season trade.
That was an in-season trade. That was middle of the season. Here we go. All right. Qualifying offer. Trade deadline. Yeah, it was Vooch.
Stop it.
March 25th, 2021.
Okay, 2021. Stop it.
That's crazy.
Stop it. Right before COVID. Shut everything down, right?
No, that was after.
No, that was after COVID.
That was after.
Yeah, after COVID. COVID was March 2020.
Okay, right.
All right, last question here. Everybody's been talking about how the Bulls need to shoot more threes, right?
Do they?
That's this big thing. They gotta shoot more threes. Gotta shoot more threes. But if you're only shooting 28% from 3, why? Is it just that you think that at some point you're gonna knock him down?
Sorry, that's the other thing that's been a problem. We've been saying they need 3-point shooters. They've not addressed that. And those guys, you can't tell me you can't find a foreign dude that can hit a 3-point shot. Sorry, you just can't tell me. We got some skinny dude from France who's like 7'9", hitting 3-point shots.
I mean, I hate to say this, we got the worst Caucasian shooter in the NBA.
Hey, he hit one the other night.
He hit a big one. Caruso, my God. My God. But Caruso ain't a shooter.
No, he's not.
And that ain't typically what you think people of his
position.
His position. He typically expect them to shoot that ball.
Well, he does other things, I guess.
Yeah, he's a hard-nosed defender. He's an energy guy. Plays above. He's a self-made man. That's when you start hearing the self-made man references.
Overachiever.
He's a hard worker. He's not talented. The other guys take it for granted. Blah 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 blah.
Well,
hater.
They're 2-2 right now, 500. Long way to go. Maybe.
No, stop.
They're able to correct something.
Stop. See. We've been here before. Stop.
Gotta tune in and watch.
Why? No. What? Why? Yeah. Well, I guess if you don't have any options, you still got the World Series. I can still watch the World Series. It's man. This is some bullshit, dude. This is straight BS here in Chicago. I mean, the Blackhawks are gonna suck for a while. At least they make trades. Damn. I mean, I hate to see DeBrincat go. I said, man, dude, I like DeBrincat. They developed him, traded. Wow, man, it's one of the cats whose names I knew.
Yeah, not too many names on the Blackhawks right now.
Oh,
other than Connor Bedard.
Yes.
And what's my man?
Yeah, exactly. Him.
Connor Murphy. I know Connor Murphy.
Because everyone knows Connor Murphy.
That's about my Blackhawks knowledge.
In the city of Chicago, with an Irish base, everyone knows Connor Murphy.
Connor Murphy. Though I will say, I went to the another Vancouver store. I went to the Dick's Sporting Goods of Canada. It's called Sport Check. Just walking in there, just browsing, and the Vancouver Canucks obviously are in Vancouver. There were more Connor Bedard and Blackhawks gear,
really,
at the store in Vancouver than it was anything else.
Wow,
interesting.
So they got something to work with marketing wise. I think the Blackhawks do. I mean,
maybe we got the next Sid the Kid. Huh?
That might be.
Mm-hmm. Should be so lucky.
Hey, let's move on to picks. And we had it's been a couple weeks. So that last week, I went 0-3. Not a good week for us. I went 0-3. Smoke, you went 0-3. Glenn, you were 1-2.
Yeah, baby.
Who did we pick?
I picked Alabama. That's the one I got the Alabama one.
You got Alabama right. And then you lost Penn State.
Bastards didn't show
Penn
up.
State was plus 4.5. Yeah, they didn't get that one. And remember, we all took the Lions,
right?
Which was the
they got their
35 against Strauss.
35 game.
Cooked.
I took Illinois and Duke, lost both of those. And Smoke, you took the Browns and the Dolphins.
Dolphins lost to the Eagles. Yeah,
I think the Browns won, but I don't think they covered them.
They covered. They were the favorite that day.
They were the favorite. Yeah, they were -3. I think they won by 1.
Who the hell did they play?
They
were the favorite.
They were the favorite. Yeah.
Remember, PJ Walker playing?
Yeah, I think.
I don't think that was the San Francisco game.
Which game was this played?
That was 2 weeks ago, so that was week 7. That was the
Pittsburgh.
Colts. They
the
won
Colts
by
game.
one.
It was the Colts.
It was the Colts. They won by
right.
1. Yep.
All right. So I'm in last place 8-10. Smoke 9-9. Glenn 10-8. You're still over
baby.
500. All right.
Oh gosh.
I am going to start. What's going on in college this week? I'm going to take Oregon State minus a 13 over Colorado.
Interesting.
I think their defense is going to be a little too much for the Buffs. By the way, I guess some players on Colorado's team got some jewelry stolen in a locker room.
Really?
At the UCLA game?
Uh-huh.
I ain't heard nothing from Dion yet. Remember when that happened at Jackson State?
Discussing that with one of my guys, but it's a little different when it happened at your home versus they were on the road. I think if it happened at Colorado, I think he said something.
I'm just saying he called out. He called out Jackson, kind of harsh.
But that's home. But that's home. Right. Like you should be safe in your own home.
Yeah, you're right.
My own stealing from me.
I give you that. I'm gonna take Purdue.
Spoiler makers in Michigan?
They're getting 33 at Michigan.
30. Yeah, that's insane.
Come on, Boilermakers.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
But did they just beat somebody 58-0 or something like that?
Who was that?
Did Michigan just beat somebody like 58? Yeah.
Who did they play? They beat Michigan State 49-0.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
But it's Michigan State.
It's a spoiler makers.
It's Michigan State. And let's take an NFL game. Hey, who is the Vikings backup quarterback?
It's a great question. It could be Nick Mullins coming off of IR, or it could be Colt McCoy, who they've been talking about because he's played under Kevin McConnell when he was at Washington. Or it could be the rookie they have on there from Galen Hall from BYU. Or it could be
we got a lot of quarterbacks,
right? Or Sean Mannion, who I think is on their practice squad, who's been with the team for like forever, who they hardly ever use. So
none of them is the guy who actually came in the game.
Yeah, I think Galen Hall is the one that came into the game. I think they'll either be Mullins. I'm like 80% certain to be Mullins. If it's not Mullins, I think Colt McCoy. But I think it'll be Mullins.
I'm taking the Saints minus 6.5 over the Bears.
That sounds like a safe bet.
Smoke, who you got?
I'm going to do a college game also this week. I'm going to take Washington minus 3.5 over USC. Then I'm going to go NFL. I'm actually going to take the Bears. It's
Bears plus the
minus. It's okay. It's say plus 7.5 on
Caesars.
Yes, Caesars. Yeah,
I got it at 6.5
on ESPN app, and they say they do it by Caesars.
Let's see.
You said the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I'm showing 9.5. Oh no, I'm sorry. I got the wrong week. That's the Chargers.
I'm about to say, oh shit.
Let's go to Chicago at New Orleans.
I'm showing 6.5.
Okay. I stick with that. And
where you got to get the oh, I see it right here. Yeah, ESPN. Huh. They may not have updated it.
yeah, I stick with the 6.5. And then I'm gonna go Cowboys +3 versus the Eagles.
Really? Think they're gonna win?
I don't know if they're gonna win, but I could see a shootout.
Yeah, especially with Carter down. The interior of the defense hasn't shown as much push per se when he's not in there.
Glenn, what you got?
It's a great question, my friend. Great question. Great question indeed. I'm going to take 2 college games starting out. I'm going to take the Kansas Jayhawks +2.5 at Iowa State.
Big win over Oklahoma.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed.
You said +2.5?
Yeah, +2.5. It's the underdog.
Yeah, the dog going to Iowa State. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's weird. I thought the same thing. I'm going to take Indiana as a home dog, 9.5 points against Wisconsin Badgers. And I'm going to ride the Will Levis gravy train, baby. I'm going to take the Titans +2.5 this Thursday against the beleaguered Pittsburgh Steelers. We're favored.
Titans. What's the line on that one?
Titans are +2.5.
+2.5.
No Mika. I think Mika's got a hamstring, so that's going to put a little. You know, they seem like they like to throw the ball deep now with Will Levis. At least attack you. If no Mika's there, that could be a problem. And you still got to respect Derrick Henry. So.
All right. About speaking of Titans, did you see the NFL sent a letter to the University of Houston saying, "Stop wearing your Oiler lookalike throwbacks."
Oh wow!
What?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Come on, man! Stop NFL.
Right.
Really? I hope that Houston told them to go F themselves.
I don't know. Well, they only wore them one. They wore them earlier this season. And so I guess because the Titans wore their Oilers uniforms this week, it came out that
how much close could it look like? I mean, it's UH.
It's just the same. It's just they took the color scheme. It's a different uniform, obviously, but they have the powder blue jersey and the white.
So the NFL own colorways now.
Right.
NFL, boy, out of control, man.
So we'll see how that
control.
Goes. Hey, everybody, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I want to thank everyone for listening. We greatly appreciate it. You can catch our podcast at iHeartRadio. I've never started it that way. Google, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can also catch us at hp53productions.com. There you find a link to our podcast and the Super Duper podcast hosted by Rob Griggs and yours truly. Yo, Glenn.
Yep.
Please take us out.
Hey, it's like we always say. We ain't saying we're right. We just know we're not as wrong as the damn Chicago Bears and Bulls organizations. Get it together, fellas. Get it together.
Every Chicago organization, man. It's been a bad year. All of them, except for the Cubs. The Cubs actually had a decent year. They didn't make the playoffs, but at least they were competitive.
Anytime three Southside guys start talking about how the Cubs
to the last week of the season. Yeah,
exactly. So it's one thing to have those hopes and to come crashing and burning.
But at least they were there though.
And you lose to teams that had nothing to play for.
The White Sox were out in April. We'll catch you next week.